Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Pens2K. We got another starter squad video coming to you today. We have the Serie A FIFA 21 starter squad. So again, I will leave my link to the Premier League one down in the description below. And as videos keep coming out for all the leagues that I do, I'll throw them all in the description of each video. So starting off with the Serie A in the goalkeeper position, I'm gonna butcher a lot of these names, so I apologize. We're going with a Cragno. He has 88 reflexes, 76 positioning, which is 76 positioning a little low, but the 84 diving and 88 reflexes really are really good for an 81 rated card. So I would assume this would probably be one of the more used cards of the Serie A starter teams. Be a slap of basic on it, and you've got a lot of really high rated stats for a goalkeeper of that level. So going to center back, this was tough because the center back position in Serie A does really not offer a lot of pace. So we're going with Nkulu. He's got 70 pace. I'm trying to make this as affordable as possible, but he is like one of the fastest in Serie A. That's like not going to be ridiculously expensive. So Nkulu is the left center back, and going into the right center back we have Murillo. He is one of the other faster center backs in Serie A. Giving you 70 and 74 pace is okay. At the start of the game, it should be more than enough pace. If you saw the Premier League video, the center backs were around the same. They're a little higher, but they're around the same. So these players should be relatively cheap, especially considering he's a 77 rated. And a lot of the players at the start of FIFA will be going for the bigger name center backs, such as like the Lit. Going at left back, we have Hernandez. This was tough because he's going to be expensive, yes. But I don't know, he's the fastest left back in Serie A. The other comparable options, if we just take a look quickly here, I mean, you've got basically your only other option is Mario Rui or Alexandro, and obviously with him being an 85 rated, he's going to be ridiculously expensive. So Hernandez is basically your next best option. Mario Rui, 82 pace, 72 defending. If you cannot afford Hernandez, this will be your first bench option. Moving into the right back, another one that's really not a ton of options. Bruno Perez, 88 pace, 77 defending. Again, one of your best options. If we just take a look here, there's not a ton of options. With fullbacks, you're going to be looking for pace. And the only other pacey ones are going to be like Arias or Cuadrado. But there's really, I mean, they're going to be expensive. So I think we go with Bruno Perez here at the right back position. Now, the center midfield is going to be one of the more interchangeable ones out of all of these teams that we are going to do. The team that I have decided to go with for the Serie A midfield, Bernardeschi is going to be the first one. He's going to be more of your cam role, so if you want to start him in a 4-3-3 more central, he's going to have a higher passing rate, a lower defensive rating, so he's not going to be quite as good defensively, but that's where we're going to put two solid defensive players around him. He's got 80 pace and 80 passing, so it gives him some fair enough stats as a cam or a central midfield role. The next one we're going to be going with is Bonaventura, if I can spell right. Bonaventura is going to be one of your center mid, box to box, even a DM role depending on what chem style you want to put on him. But he's one of the more well-rounded midfielders in Serie A. He can basically do everything depending on what chem style you want to put on him. He reminds me similar to like a Fred. He can basically do just about everything in this role. And the last one is going to be Pellegrini. Again, like I said, this is a super interchangeable team. If you want to throw him on the bench and look at the other options quickly, you've got plenty of other options, but affordability-wise, within the first couple of days, and depending on what you're looking for, if you want a super attacking or a super defensive team, obviously you can go for more defensive players. The pace in Serie A is not very high, in all honesty. It's very slim pickings. If you wanted Chiesa, I can't pronounce that name, instead of Bernardeschi, you can swap them and bin Bernardeschi, but with the pace boost and the low passing, I think it could be an expensive card that a lot of people will play a striker, but not really be worth it in midfield role. So we'll throw him on the bench as a bench option. We'll put Pellegrini there. So moving out of the forwards, we had a bit more of a selection for the forwards. The first one, the absolute FIFA legend we're going to go with is Gervinho. One of the all-time FIFA greats. The OGs that played back in FIFA 13, 14 will know this card very well. Super mobile card, very, very high pace, and wings at the start of FIFA, you're going to want some pace, because if you've got, a league like this where you've only got 2 options at fullbacks that have high enough pace, the next best thing, I think, was like 81 pace at fullback. So, a card with 90 pace. Personally, I'm going to want pace on the wings. And if you look, he's got the 3-star, which is a little questionable, but he's got the high-low work rates, which will keep him forward. He's going to be great at just bombing down the wings. The other winger on the right we're going to go with is Lozano. Man had a FUT birthday card last year, and it was super underrated, one of the most underrated cards in the game. Lozano comes in at 93 pace, 80 rated right winger. He's got respectable stats, but again, he's got 93 pace, and at the start of FIFA, that's all you really need. He's got the 4-star, 3-star. If you look at the midfield, you got, a lot of 3-star weak foots, but a lot of people have 3-star weak foots this year. So I feel like 3-star weak foot could be actually very usable. So there's not many options. If we just take a quick look here, just so we can get some bench options or backup options just in case. Henrik Mkhitaryan's also a very good shout. But again, there's not a ton of options that's going to be affordably priced. Jose Callejon is expensive. He's 84 rated. Hakimi is going to have the one to watch, but I have a feeling he could be very expensive because of that pace and the higher rating. So if we wanted to go with a bench option, Lazari could be a really solid option, but 62 shooting is not going to be one that's going to be scoring goals for you, and it could be a little more expensive. Depending on the price, I think Lozano or Lazari could be the option. So, coming in at striker, there were quite a few options here. This will be another one we throw on the bench. Morata making the move to Juve could be a shout as well. Osimhen, depending on his price, could be the go-to striker for a lot of people just because he has that 87 pace, and he's a bit of a stronger build. The one that we chose for this specific team, see if I can find him here without having to search him up. Where is it? Right here. Muriel. He has 88 pace, 79 shooting, and 83 defending. He's going to be a little weaker at 66 physical, but he's going to be plenty fast enough to get past a lot of center backs. As you can see, there's not a ton of pace in Serie A. There's a few options, not really a ton of pace. So my choice is Muriel. This team should not be too expensive. The only positions that I could possibly seeing cost a little bit of extra coins would be your fullbacks, maybe just because of the pace, and there's not many options at fullback. And Lozano and Gervinho, maybe Muriel as well, because they're the fastest cards in Serie A. So for your midfield options, there's really not many. The midfield options is a handful, but in my eyes, with the chem styles that you can put on these players, this is going to be the best balance that you can get. So obviously, you're going to want an anchor or a shadow on your defenders to get their pace up, a basic on the goalkeeper, probably an anchor or something defensive, maybe like a gladiator on both your fullbacks, because their pace is going to be plenty high enough, and then something for shooting and passing on your wingers. Muriel, 88 pace at the start of the game could be plenty fast enough. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash a like on it. Please, it supports the channel immensely. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on. I try to upload these videos as soon as I get them done. We have La Liga, Liga, and the Bundesliga yet to do. Plus, we're going to be throwing some hybrid squads in the mix as well. So, guys, please throw a thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the channel, ring that little notification bell. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section down below and what team you want to see next. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Peace, fellas.